to show you how we can use bit.io to upload a dataset and store it in the cloud, and then use Zing Data to visualize and query that, either from our desktop or from a mobile app. First, I'm going to sign in to bit.io and upload my file. I already have a bit.io account, so we'll sign in with that. Now, I have a data set that I'd like to upload and use. So I'm going to click Choose File up here. And I'll upload my data set. I'll call it Energy Zing. And hit Add. And then we'll create a new table with that name. I also want to specify that my table has a header row. So I'm going to say that the first row contains my headers. And then I'm going to add this table to my data set by clicking Add to Repo. My file gets uploaded, and bit.io automatically creates a table for me. I can see here, when I click on that table name, that it's correctly read in the header rows, year, country, and in this case, this is a data set which contains energy usage by country and by year, denoted in quadrillion British thermal units. So this looks good, and I'm now going to go over to Zing. I'll log into Zing. And since I already have an account, I'm going to sign in rather than signing up. Now, if I go over to my data sources, I can see that I don't have any data sources set up. So I'm going to connect bit.io, my database, to Zing. I'm going to do that by clicking back over to bit.io to get my database credentials. I can see that there's this connect button here, and so I'm going to click that. Now, what I see from here is that bit.io provides me a Postgres database. So I'm going to copy the host name, go over to Zing, click New Data Source, and tell it that I'm connecting to a Postgres database. For host name, I copy and paste this data from bit.io for each of the respective fields. So here, port 5432. Database name, my username, and finally my password. I hit check connection, and Zing will try to connect to bit.io. Once it does that, I notice that it shows me all the tables that bit.io users have publicly uploaded. Now, in this case, I don't really care about seeing other people's tables. I only want to see the table I just uploaded. Note, I should not upload any tables to bit.io that contain confidential information, because these tables are in a shared environment where other people may be able to use them. So I don't want to include all tables. I'm going to turn that off. But I do want to find that table, Energy Zing, which I had created, and turn that one on. And then from there, I'm going to save this data source, and I'll now be able to query it. I can see that it shows up correctly here. And if I wanted, I could invite a colleague by going to Invitations and inviting other people. I could also go over to Settings and specify if I want to require people to use SQL sign-on or allow invites outside my domain. But now I want to query this data. So I'm going to go click in the Zing console on Zing app. And that will load the web version of Zing Data. The table I connected to from bit.io is available in my tables list. I'm going to click that. I could also do this using the Zing mobile app, available on the iOS App Store or the Google Play Store. In this case, I want to look at total energy usage across all countries, so the sum of energy usage in quadrillion British thermal units, and I want to look at that by year. I'm going to group by year and sum over energy usage. And then I'm going to click the Next button. Zing will connect to bit.io and run this query on the underlying data that's there. I can see a time series here of energy usage from 1980 to 2019. I could also view this data in different ways, as a line chart, as a data table. I can sort it as I'd like. I could share this with colleagues. And they'll get invited to view this data set. And I could save this question so that I can easily come back to it later. Go back to my home screen, and I see that this question, energy usage by year, is now present. I could also limit the data by using the where clause. So let's say I only wanted to look at energy usage or energy production in, let's say, France. So I'm only going to look at countries that equal France, and then I'm going to look at that by year. So here I can do a deeper dive in my analysis really easily using Zing. I could go back and modify that if I wanted. Or I could see, let's say, how many countries are covered in this analysis, countries or territories. So I might just say, give me the total count of countries. And I'm only going to look at, let's say, the most recent year that's in my data set, so where the year is 2019. So how many countries did I have in my data set in 2019? We'll take a sec to run. And I can see I'm capturing 218 countries or territories in this analysis. Hopefully this gave you a sense of how you can use bit.io to upload and create data sets in the cloud, and then access, query, and visualize those using Zing Data. If you have any questions, you can email us, help@getzingdata. Sign up for free at getzingdata.com, or you can download our mobile app on the iOS App Store or the Android Play Store. Thanks.